Hi everybody, Don Giannetti, lighting-essentials.com and project52prosystem.com. I want to talk a little bit about fear. A lot of fear out there, and a lot of things that I think we're focusing on that may cause that fear. Fear is the number one thing that'll kill your creativity. Just kill it dead. Deader than a nail. Fear is built into us, all of us. We have a little flight or fight sort of thing in our brains that says, this is hinky, better run away. And so we do, we run away. That's how we ended up being people on this planet, because humans are pretty far down the food chain. We're not the highest guys on the food chain. Without our brains, we couldn't be here. Understanding when to run, understanding when not to do something, it's just all built into us. What happens is we start to take that built-in fear of the unknown, of failure. I mean, it's one thing to fail bringing down a mastodon with you and your buddies trying to throw a rope around a mastodon. If you fail doing that, you could starve or you could get killed doing it. And that fear is built in, but then it's another thing to be afraid of stepping out of your comfort zone. And stepping out of our comfort zone is a fearful thing. It is something that causes us trepidation. We just, we don't want to go there. It's uncomfortable. Our comfort zone is called a comfort zone because it is comfortable. And if we're going to become better artists, if we're going to be better business people, if we're going to get more clients, we got to step outside that comfort zone. I'm kind of a take massive action kind of guy, like Tony Robbins. Take massive action. I'm kind of that guy. So if I want to learn how to shoot strangers, instead of going out and doing a stranger every month, I might go out and do 10 strangers in a day. I might just confront my fears right up front, just get it done. I want to get over this fear of photographing strangers, so I go out and do it. But that's me. My way is not the right way, it's just my way. You might want to take a little bit slower. So you might want to do one stranger every Saturday for 3 or 4 months. Or maybe you do one stranger a day for 2 weeks, or whatever it works for you. But that very first time you go out to photograph a stranger, really photograph them. And I'm not talking about standing on the other side of the road with 300mm lens. I'm talking walking up to them and taking a photograph of them with a 35 or a 50 lens. So you're there, up close and personal. You're right there in their space. That's what I'm talking about. So that might be very hard for you. So start easy. Start with friends and family. Start with your neighbors. Start with the guy that you see at the gas station all the time. I got a guy that I used to have a real diet soda habit, and I'd be in that Circle K down there like twice a day, 3 times a day, getting a big gulp. I'm not doing that anymore, but I've stopped and started again in the past. So depending on when you're watching this, I may or may not still be not drinking diet soda. But right now, I'm not. But I say hi to him every day. I asked him if I could do his photograph. He was like, sure. Sure. Start with them. Just take that one little step outside your comfort zone. Not familiar with strobes? Okay. The worst thing in the world to do if you're not familiar with strobes is to throw yourself into a position where you could fail and lose money. So don't do that. But take your strobes out, again, with family, neighbor, best friend, another photographer, and start making those shots. Become familiar with strobe. I got to tell you, folks, it's not hard. And I know all over the internet there's photographers with this. I shoot strobes because, you people who shoot natural light, you're just afraid of strobes. Oh, give me a break. Who's afraid of strobes, for Christ's sake? They're just strobes. Nothing to be afraid of. It's like I'm sorry, I get on a tangent sometimes. It's like the people who I shoot in manual. Big deal. You can teach a monkey to shoot in manual. Who cares? That's all garbage. What matters is, what are you shooting? and how are you doing it. So put yourself out there with that strobe. Say, hey, before I finish this portrait session, I'm going to pull my strobe out and I'm going to do a couple of shots. Not comfortable for me to do this, so I'm going to go and do them right now. Pretty soon, it is comfortable. And after a little bit of time, it's just matter of fact. That's the way it is with most things that we're afraid of. We have to become comfortable with them to put them aside. You know what really scares people is showing their portfolios to art directors and possible clients. It's a terrifying thing. So once again, start with family, start with friends, start with neighbors. Have a bunch of guys after work, if you still have a 9-to-5 type of job, say, hey, I'm going to get 4 of you guys to come out when beer's on me. We're going to sit down. I'm going to show you make a portfolio presentation. I'm going to show you my book. I want you to give me style points for showing. They're not going to hire you. That's not what this is about. You're not there going, oh, what do you think of my work? You're talking about how did you do in showing the portfolio? How did you do? Just showing it to other people is a big win for you. If you're afraid to show it to art directors, showing it to your neighbor is a win. Because then you show it to a group of folks from work. That's another win. Showing it is the win. To who? I don't care. But eventually you get down and you show it to an art director. Guess what? You can be a whole lot less nervous, a whole lot less anxiety-ridden, and you're going to get it done. Because you've focused on doing it rather than the results. Doing it is what matters. That's the win. I know one thing that I'm terrified of is cold calling. I do it, but I gotta admit, anybody who says I hate calling people on the phone, yeah, I hate calling anybody on the phone. I'm kind of a real loner. I can, you know, I'd have a couple $1 million, all those things on the Facebook. Would you live in this cabin without a phone for a month for $1 million? I'm like, oh yeah, who cares? Sure. I'd probably do it for $10,000. It's no big deal for me. But the reality is that making calls, talking to people who are not our friends, who are strangers to us, big part of our job. Got to do it. Got to make those cold calls. Sometimes you got to call art directors. They're warm calls. They're calling people back. Lots and lots and lots of places where you've got to be comfortable on the phone. So once again, start local. Call up 5 or 6 tire companies to find out if they have a size tire for your car. It has nothing to do with photography, but you are making a call to a stranger to ask some questions. Call up some other businesses and have them check something out. Call a realtor and ask for some listings. Call your neighbor and just have a conversation. Just call. Just do it. And in the act of calling someone is now diminished. Calling an art director, that's still part of the problem, but you understand that the problem was this big. Calling the art director was this big. This was just calling. And we get the calling down to here. Now all we got's this. So you're calling an art director. Okay. About the 4th or 5th call, you talk to an art director, 4th or 5th call, you got it. You nailed it. It's not that hard. I just can't imagine never living your dream because you couldn't make a phone call. Not living your dream because you couldn't go out and show your book. You didn't want to share your images. You were afraid that somebody wouldn't like them. It makes me sad. It terrifies me that people do that. This is your life. Take hold of it. Step outside that comfort zone. Just, if you don't want to take massive action and jump outside, fine. Take one step out. Just once. Do it once a day. Do something you're not comfortable with once a day. Maybe make a call. Maybe share some photographs with somebody. Maybe show your book to someone. Maybe take a photo of a stranger. I don't know. Whatever it is that really, really scares you, do that just once a day. Once. And you start to work out. Guess what happens? Your comfort zone starts getting bigger. And all of a sudden you're comfortable calling people. You're comfortable talking to art directors. You're comfortable using strobes or whatever it was that you're comfortable. And then there's always a little bit farther to go. Just step out of the comfort zone once a day for something little. Minimum. You should never do a photo shoot and end that photo shoot without taking some chances, both compositionally or with your subject matter or having your subject do something, kind of wild or wacky. Never, 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 never. Take a chance. Do something totally different, totally off the wall, totally unlike you, just for the experience of doing it, if nothing else. And eventually you can work that into your daily, workflow or how you work, your creativity. Everything will grow, and you'll be more poised to take a farther step out the next day. So if you want to live your dreams, they're right outside your comfort zone. Just kind of step on out there. Listen, if you like what I'm doing, hit the subscribe button. That would be great. Then you're all subscribed up, and you can hit the bell if you want to be annoyed. I don't really post that often, so I'm not going to really annoy you with a lot of bells, but I'm trying to get a post up every week. I think it's important, and I've got a lot of things that I really want to say. Project 52 is my flagship learning class, and I only enroll twice a year, and I only enroll 20 students each enrollment. It's about professional photography. We do assignments that are real-world assignments. You get absolute commercial photography types assignments, lots of coaching on how to get them done, lots of coaching on what you would charge for them, lots of coaching on how to make those work. These are live coaching calls with the class group. There's groups of 6 to 8 in each class, live calls, so you get to ask questions. It's not a bunch of videos that you download. This is all done live. I can't do it any other way. I don't want to do it any other way. I think we need to have a dialogue if you're going to learn how to do it. You can find more information over at project52prosystem.com, and if you click on the sign up button there, I'll keep you apprised. We will be signing up again in April, taking our next class. That'll start early May. And it's 52 assignments, 52 reviews, a lot of fun, a lot of work, and it's designed to build your confidence and to build the way you want to be a photographer. So I will be talking about that a little bit on the YouTube channel here as I lead up to the April sign up. I don't do a lot of spamming. If you do sign up for the email, trust me, I don't send out a lot of them. Maybe one a week, maybe one every 2 weeks. There's only 20 slots. It fills up pretty fast. I don't have to bombard you with trying to sell, 7,000 of my 20-minute video or something. So videotape. Did I really say videotape? You get the idea. Not spamming at all. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Take care.